They tore down my bridge, so I drained their resort lake and shut it down indefinitely. The roar of bulldozers woke me at dawn, their steel jaws gnashing through the old wooden bridge that connected my family's farm to the town of Willow Creek. That bridge, rickety but reliable, had stood for generations, carrying my ancestors' footsteps, my childhood bike rides, and the dreams of a small community. By noon, it was gone, reduced to splinters under the orders of Karen Whitmore, the new resort tycoon who'd bought up half the county. Her smug grin as she stood on the construction site, waving off our protests, burned into my memory. Progress, she called it, her voice dripping with condescension. Your little bridge was an eyesore. My resort will bring jobs. But all I saw was a woman who thought her wealth could rewrite our history. My name is Eli Carter, and that bridge was my lifeline. Without it, my farm's produce couldn't reach the market, and my family's legacy was choking. Karen's resort, a gaudy sprawl of glass and fake palm trees, was her crown jewel, a playground for the rich built on our land's edge. She'd strong-armed the county into approving her project, claiming it would elevate Willow Creek. But her promises were hollow. The resort's construction had already polluted our streams, and now, without the bridge, my farm was cut off. I wasn't alone in my anger. Half the town relied on that bridge. Karen didn't care. To her, we were ants beneath her stiletto heels. I spent weeks pleading with the county, gathering signatures, and even confronting Karen at a town hall. She laughed me off, her manicured nails flicking dismissively. Find another route, farmer, she sneered, as if my life's work was a hobby. But I wasn't just fighting for myself. Old Miss Clara, who ran the town's only bakery, couldn't deliver goods. The school bus route was rerouted, adding hours to kids' commutes. Karen's resort was strangling us, and she reveled in it. Her social media filled with photos of her sipping champagne by her half-built lakefront paradise. Then came the twist I didn't see coming. Late one night, as I pored over maps of the area, searching for a way to fight back, my cousin Adi, a quiet hydrologist who'd moved away years ago, called me. He'd heard about the bridge and had been digging into the resort's permits. Eli, he said, his voice low, that lake they built? It's fed by a dam on your property line. An old one, barely maintained. If you wanted to, you could legally drain it. My heart raced. The dam was ancient, part of my great-grandfather's irrigation system. Karen's team had overlooked it, assuming it was just another crumbling relic. Nate's words lit a fire in me. This wasn't just revenge, it was justice. I didn't act rashly. I spent days researching, consulting lawyers, and confirming my rights. The dam was mine, and the water it held was technically under my control. Karen's resort depended on that lake for its aesthetic, its water sports, its entire brand. Without it, her empire would crumble. I met with Nate in secret, and he showed me how to operate the dam's old sluice gates. One turn, he said, and that lake's gone in days. I hesitated. This was bigger than me. But every time I pictured Karen's smug face, I knew I had no choice. The confrontation came on a stormy afternoon, the sky bruised with clouds. I gathered a small group of us. Clara, a few farmers, and a local reporter who'd been sniffing around Karen's shady deals. We marched to the dam, tools in hand. Karen got wind of it and arrived in her sleek SUV, stepping out in a fur-trimmed coat, her face twisted with fury. "You can't do this," she shrieked, her voice cutting through the wind. "This is my property." I held up the deed to the dam, my hands steady. "No, Karen, this is mine." The reporter's camera clicked as I turned the rusted wheel, and water began to roar through the gates. Karen's composure shattered. She lunged forward, screaming threats, her designer heels sinking into the mud. "I'll sue you into oblivion," she spat, but the reporter was already live-streaming. The town watched as the lake's pristine surface dropped, exposing slimy rocks and abandoned equipment. Karen's staff scrambled, shouting orders, but it was too late. The lake was draining, and with it, her resort's future. She turned on me, her eyes wild. "You're nothing but a jealous hick," she hissed. I didn't flinch. "You tore down my bridge," I said. "Now I'm tearing down your dream." But the real blow came from an unexpected ally. The reporter, digging deeper, uncovered Karen's permits were riddled with bribes and forged signatures. The county had been paid off to ignore environmental violations, including the resort's illegal diversion of our streams. The footage of the draining lake went viral, and soon, state investigators descended. Karen's empire unraveled faster than her lake emptied. Her investors pulled out, her permits were revoked, and the resort was shut down indefinitely. She stood by the muddy remains of her lake, her face a mask of rage and humiliation as the town cheered. In the end, we didn't just win back our water, we won back our dignity. The county rebuilt the bridge, stronger than before, paid for with fines from Karen's company. My farm thrived again, and Miss Clara's bakery was busier than ever. Karen? She left town, her name a cautionary tale whispered in Willow Creek's diners. I walk across that new bridge every day, feeling the weight of what we fought for. It's not just wood and nails, it's proof that no one, no matter how rich or ruthless, can trample a community's heart and walk away unscathed. What do you think? Did I go too far, or was this justice? Share your thoughts. Let's talk about what's right and wrong when greed pushes too hard.